I debated making this video because I prefer to focus on the positive and ignore the negative. However, I realized that in some cases the ex really didn't care, and it's better to know sooner rather than later so you can start to move on. Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back or to get over your ex. Have you been a good little soldier this week? Well, if you have, then you've downloaded my app Silencio, which helps you to stay in no contact. And if you too would like to join our no contact army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you're in. And to read our manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com where you can read 2 free chapters before you purchase the book. And the link to that is underneath every single video and podcast. So there are a lot of signs that someone doesn't care, but I didn't want this to be a 30-minute video, so I'm only going to give you 12. 12 should give you a good indication as to whether your ex cared or not. And these are in no particular order. So one, and this usually happens with women, is that you were never or rarely a priority. Women often break up with guys because they feel they're not important to them. They're not a priority, that everything or everyone else comes before them, or that they're low down on the list. If someone's into you, you're a priority. Now, obviously, if they have children, you're not going to be the number one priority, but you will definitely be a priority. The second sign is that they always, or almost always, forgot important dates, birthdays, anniversaries, etc. And they even maybe use the excuse, oh, but birthdays aren't important to me. So just because they're not important to you doesn't mean they're not important to me. Or if they did remember them, they didn't get you anything, which is weird. Which I've heard of people, they say, oh, I was with this person for 6 years. They never got me a birthday present. What? Get out of there. Or they got a gift that benefited them more than you. Here's a lawnmower. And narcissists, they usually purposely mess up important dates. So keep that in mind. Number 3 is they never or they rarely apologize. And if anything, they try to turn it on you. They were trying to be manipulative and go, oh, yeah, well, you did this and you never did. No, if someone is wrong and they care about you and they want to have a future with you, they will apologize. And if they can't, then you have to wonder, do you want to be in a relationship where the person refuses to apologize? I don't. Number 4, they didn't respect you. As I've always said, you cannot have love without respect. And if they didn't respect your boundaries, then they didn't respect you. If they had no problem violating them, even though you told them numerous times, they didn't care. That's why you have to have consequences. It's like F around and find out. Oh, you're going to violate this boundary again? Okay, here's the consequence. But people often, they don't want to do anything because they want to keep the peace. But then you end up creating a little monster who doesn't respect you, and they lose attraction for you because you let them walk all over you, especially if you're a guy. You can't let that happen. Number 5, they're only there for the benefits. So they took more than they gave. And this could be material things, money, even using you for your body. I remember I had one client, poor guy, he didn't even know. Yeah, he was in Canada. He got married to a girl in South America. And I think they had been married like 2 years. She still had not moved to Canada. And he was sending her like something like $6,000 or $7,000 every month. And I said, I hate to tell you, but she's using you. It's like, no, she loves me. No, she doesn't. I told him to stop sending money and get divorced. I doubt he listened, but yeah, people just don't want to believe that they're being used, but sometimes you are. Number 6, your relationship, it just seemed like a mistake. You had a feeling that you shouldn't even be with this person. And a lot of people who got married and later divorced, they knew it was the wrong person, even on the day of the wedding. Some brides say, even as they were walking down the aisle, they knew it was wrong, and yet they still went through it only to end up divorced. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's better to just be embarrassed, to just lose the money for the venue and the DJ and the whatever, than to have to go through with it, get married just to end up divorced. It's never worth it. Number 7. So you've always heard me saying love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens at the end of my videos. So if this never applied to your relationship, then you have to wonder if they really cared, because these aren't just 4 verbs: inspire, empower, uplift, and enlightened. They actually happen when there's love. You are inspired, you are empowered, you are uplifted, you are enlightened. And if you're not, then is it love? And did they even care? Who knows? Number 8. This is going to sound strange, but you were always ready first and on time, and they rarely were. You know, when someone is interested, they are excited to see you. They cannot wait. I remember I had a long distance relationship once, and we met up in Memphis because we were going to go to Graceland. And I got to the hotel first. And when he landed, he called me and he's like, I'm getting to the hotel as fast as I can. I can't wait to see you. Because he cared, because he was really interested. You know, it's not like I said to him, hey, where are you? Get over here. Why are you, what's taking you so long to get from the airport? I was just doing my thing as usual. He's the one who contacted me and volunteered. I'm trying to get there as fast as I can. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, take your time. And that means that they do not get dopamine from you. Otherwise, they would always be the first to be ready and on time because they would be excited to see you. So if someone doesn't get dopamine from you, then they can easily use the excuse of, I'm tired. Because they are tired. Because otherwise they know that seeing you would make them not tired. But if they're not getting dopamine from you, then it's not going to make any difference. And so you have to ask yourself again, do they really care? Number 9, they rarely or ever complimented you. So this goes both ways. It doesn't matter what the gender is, because even if women don't usually pay a lot of compliments because they're used to getting complimented and they don't usually think to compliment men, although I think a lot of them know that they should. People just know. And never mind they know, it's like you want to because you think your partner is great. They look great. They look sexy. They look beautiful, whatever. So you want to say, wow, you look great. Wow, you did a good job there. Wow, you handled that great. You want to uplift them and inspire them, right? And so if you don't, if your partner never did that, then again, did they really care? Number 10. This is similar to being on time. It has something to do with time. It's about not having a lot of time for you. Again, love is like an addiction. It's a drug. You want to see the person as much as possible. I have to tell people to slow down in the beginning because they want to see each other 3-4 times a week. I'm like, no, don't do that. Once a week. Love never dies of starvation, but it does die of indigestion in the beginning. So if someone doesn't make a lot of time for you and they're always busy is a bad word. You do not want to hear the word busy. Because someone who's interested, they will do what they have to see you. They will move their schedule around. They will sleep 1 less hour, whatever. And if they don't, then do they really care? Number 11, marriage was never discussed. So they either ignored the topic if it was brought up, or they got uncomfortable when it was brought up. That's because they weren't planning to stick around long term. So it's like, yeah, we don't need to talk about this. Of course, they didn't say it like that. Now, it is possible that they had an avoidant attachment style. So you do have to take that into consideration. We never like talking about marriage. It's like, marriage, what? But if they don't have an avoidant attachment style, then it's not an excuse. That means that they just are not that into you. And then finally, number 12, they blocked you right after the breakup. Now, why is this significant? Because the dumper doesn't usually do that, because they do feel some sense of guilt, knowing that you didn't want the breakup and you're upset, and they want to be available if you need to talk. So if you weren't blowing up their phone and bugging them, and they blocked you for no reason, then they either already have someone else or they didn't care. Sorry to say. So obviously, the more of these signs that you saw, then the more likely it is that your ex didn't care. If it was just one, okay, not necessarily, but still, none of these should have been in your relationship. So if they were, then you have to ask yourself, do you really want to get back to that person, with that person? Or is it just your ego and pride that's hurt right now? And also, obviously, you're addicted to them because they were in your life and now suddenly they're gone. All right. Now I want to hear from you. Did you see any of these 12 signs in your relationship? And which ones? And if you didn't, good for you. And if you would like my help to get your ex back, you can contact me at theartoflove.net/coaching, and we will send you the rates. They're not on the website. And the direct link to that is underneath every video and podcast. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening to this as a podcast, please rate and review. And finally, remember, love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.